Welcome to Green Sabre's Doom Telly, episode 102. And again, sorry for the fucking enormous delay between videos. However, it's an important one this time. It's my 2025 albums of the year. And I say this every time, I will try and be concise. My album of the year thing generally rolls on about a fucking hour, so I need to fucking rein that in. So I'm not going to go into great depth on the bulk of these. I'll probably rattle through them. But they're my top 20, yes. Let me consult my notes, and I've got my respectables on because I can't see shit close up anymore now that I've breached 50. But yeah, I'll need these for my notes. Top 20, anyway. So, I won't do massive updates. I'm going to do another video, which is my, from a band perspective, 2025 in summary, which will be a quick one, but I'll do that at some point. So I'll do the updates there. So no further updates. Let's just concentrate on my top 20 albums of 2025. So, without further ado, I've made loads of notes. I've got 20 that I've narrowed down. There were loads of good... I mean, again, I've narrowed it down to 20, but there was fucking tons of quality out again this year. Physical copies of, I've not ordered a tremendous amount, to be honest with you. So you're not going to get much physical. There'll be lots of image inserted going off. But first, let's start on the albums that haven't made this top 20, but I think are worth a mention. So anyway, I'm just going to rattle through these. There won't be images inserted, but there were albums this year from Sabre. Kurt Winstein did a solo album. Hangman's Chair, I loved their last album, and I did like this one, but I didn't think it was anywhere near as good as the previous one. Conjurer did a great album. Trivax, their best stuff, personally, came this year. Very nearly made my top 20, but not quite. Varnheim, Coroner, cracking return from Coroner. That was really good. Didn't quite make my top 20, though. Psychonaut. Woad I liked, but I can understand why people were a little disappointed by the directional shift, but I still thought it was quite good. Our stablemates, we rehearsed in the same lockup. Witch Hazel, another cracking album from them. Sackner, Ancient Death, Mogwai, I love the Mogwai album. Castle Rat, quite liked that. Hooded Menace, really liked that, and mighty close to my top 20, but didn't quite make it. Unleashed, Lick, great band, great album, terrible name, nearly made it, not quite. Black Braid 3, I preferred that much more than Black Braid 2. I still don't think it's as good as the first album. And again, mighty close to my top 20, but no cigar. But yeah, another good album from them. We Lost the Sea, post-rock from Australia, another cracking album. Didn't quite make my top 20 though. Nyadoke, absolute fucking pure black metal annihilation. That was a really good album, but not quite. Gals Veered, I really liked that a lot. Actually, really good album that I thought. Not quite top 20 though. And the new Ghost, Escalator or whatever it's called. I thought a bit of a welcome return to form because I think they've dropped off noticeably recently, and I thought that was a bit of a return from them. I quite liked it, but not top 20 material. There were some EPs as well. There's 3 that I'm going to mention. I loved all these, but they don't make my album of the year because they're EPs. Mastiff, great bunch of guys. We gigged with them this year gone. They released an EP, For All the Dead Dreams. Is that what it's called? Yes, that's what I've made a note of anyway. Really like that, heavy as fuck. Fantastic, really good stuff from Mastiff. Melvins, Thunderball. I liked that. Melvins are so prolific that it's fucking difficult, quite frankly, to stay on top of their back catalogue for the most part. But it got quite a few rotations out of me, did that. Dim Skewer, a band that I, sort of post-metal band that I discovered entirely via the Two Promoters One podcast on YouTube. Really liked it. Watched them live at Damnation this year gone, and they were good. But yeah. So, but again, an EP. I've made a note of albums that I was really disappointed with. Candlemass's new one, instantly forgettable for me. I was really disappointed with that. Particularly the vocal approach on it. The vocals were fucking... I was not a fan at all anyway. It didn't do a lot for me, that new Candlemass. Sorry, guys. And Mike Patton's latest thing with he did something with they called the Avett Brothers or Avett Brothers, whatever. It's almost like country. I used to think that Mike Patton for years could do no wrong, personally. I love Bungle, I love Faith No More, I loved Phantomas, I loved Tomahawk. I loved General Patton and the Executioners. I like the Peeping Tom stuff that he did. Recently though, I don't quite know what is going on, but it's just forgettable. I really didn't really have much interest in that album that released at all this year. Very disappointing. But that's it. So, right, say fucking 5 minutes. Can't do it quickly. So let's get on with the top 20. Like I say, I'm not going to deep dive in on a lot of these. And there will be lots of image and inserted. So let's begin. So, my top 20 for 2025, starting at number 20. And these are good friends of mine. Great Bradford band, Iron Rat, Beneath It All. They released this this year on Argonaut Records. It's fucking class. It's really good. They rehearse across the way from us at Voltage Studios in Bradford. And yeah, we know them through their ex Oak and Throne members and current members of Cyclona and current members of Wolves in Winter. And yeah. But top bunch of guys, top album. I was really impressed with this. My favourite tracks, Liar, Lost. Are those the only two that I made a note of? Probably, yeah. Stone of Doom, but really fucking good. Martin's voice is, it reminds me a little bit of Mastodon. Now, I don't know if that's like a sort of combination of Brent and Troy. But there's really strong Mastodon vibes on here that I absolutely love. Like I say, Stone of Doom, but with a hint of Mastodon. If you like your riffs heavy, hard, thumping, catchy, groovy, look no further. Iron Rat, Beneath It All, fantastic. And my number 20 for 2025, and that's not just because they're friends. I've genuinely given that a lot of spins this year, so well done, chaps. Right, so that's my number 20. Coming in at number 19, Image Inserted. It is Drudka's latest Shadow Play. Really enjoyed this. I think that Drudka are just ever so slightly in danger of kind of rinse and repeat. I mean, I suppose a lot of that stuff, if to the untrained ear, is a bit sort of rinse and repeat. But I thought the other project that some of the Drudka guys are in was much better than this. You will see that later on. Well, you'll see an image inserted later on as well, because I've not got a physical of that either. But yeah, I liked it. Drudka do what they do. Really heavy, atmospheric, melodic in places, black metal, and just more of the same. It was, a cracking album. Really enjoyed it. It's had lots of plays from me this year, and that is why it's my number 19. Right, number 18. Swerve away from the regular metal thing. Image Inserted, because it would have been an import and it was working out quite expensive, but I will try and get a physical of this at the moment. Psychobilly Time, The Brains, and the album, I've forgotten the fucking name of it, Crazy Monster. The track Crazy Monster is obviously a classic. I saw these lot at Broodnell in Leeds this year gone. It's second time I've seen them now, and they're fucking fantastic live, like proper high energy psychobilly rock and roll kind of thing. I love the whole fucking psychobilly thing. I think it's fantastic. And these lot are current sort of modern day pioneers of the stuff, and they do it brilliantly. They've got a great stage presence. He's had various lineups over the years as Rennie, the guy that the main guy behind him. But his current lineup of I think it's a Portuguese guy, and I want to say maybe a Dutch or a Belgian guy or something like that, or is he Spanish? I can't remember, or is he French? Anyway, he's somewhat cosmopolitan and European. Yeah, that current lineup, fucking up. They were, like I say, they were monstrous at Broodnell this year. And this album, I absolutely fucking love it. It's pure straight up psychobilly, punky, rock and rolly. So if that's not your bag, then it's probably not going to interest you. But really catchy tunes and stuff. And I loved it. It's had a lot of plays off me this year. So my number 18, The Brains with Crazy Monster. Okay, my number 17. Again, Image Inserted, and some atmospheric, folky, black metal-y kind of thing. Anyway, Image Inserted, 1 of 9, with the album Dawn of the Iron Shadow. This I discovered via one of you lot's YouTube channels, saying that you got the vinyl, the artwork, the cover artwork's fucking fantastic, and I really enjoyed this album. It's like I say, it's pure atmosphere. There's almost folky elements to it. There's a really nice kind of like long-winded intro that fires straight into opening track, and like really fucking monstrously heavy black metal, but with atmosphere. And I think the first track has got like there's like fucking bells going in it and stuff. It is absolutely dripping in atmosphere. It's fantastic. It's a really good album. So if that whole atmospheric black metal thing's your bag, then you really need to check out that. One of 9, my number 17 for 2025. My number 16. And Sludgy Doom from LA, all female, I think. I think it's all female. I'm going to see these next year at some obscure venue in Saltaire, not far from me, about 15 minutes drive. Faytooth. And the album Labyrinthine, or Labyrinthine, however you pronounce it. It was my mate Lee that put these on my radar. Shout out Lee. I was blown away by this, actually, when I heard it. There's sludgy, doomy, there's sort of yob vibes to it in places. There's the female vocal harmonies that run through it are really atmospheric and sort of ethereal, and it's mesmerizing. It's fucking monstrously heavy at times as well. There's some really good sort of hooks and melodies though, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Because it should be fucking magnificent live. But yeah, I was really into this album. So thank you, Lee, for the recommendation. And yeah, looking forward to seeing them. But yeah, they're my number 16 for this year. A fantastic album, Faytooth, with Labyrinthine, whatever it is. Okay, right, pause for breath. Let's just calm down. Number 15. And a band that I've never been quite sure about, to be quite honest with you, over the years, because they're very good, and I enjoyed this album. This is why it's at my number 15. But I at times have struggled to sort of see the point in them, if that makes absolute sense. Anyway, let's stop waffling on. Without further ado, my number 15 is GODTHRYMM with, what's the fucking album called? Silent Echoes. Image inserted. GODTHRYMM, this album's class. It's fucking fantastic. But essentially, if you don't know about GODTHRYMM, and all of you fucking will do, they kind of are a bizarre death tribute band as such. Like, they write all their own songs, but they're all in the style of death. They did an album that's all sort of in the style of Death's Leprosy, an album that was in the style of Spiritual Healing, and this particular one is in the style of Death Human album. And it's absolutely fucking terrific. The guitar tone on it is monstrous. I was really hooked by the guitar tone. And the production's lush on it overall. It's a proper hark back. I mean, when I say that they sort of are a tribute band to death, I mean, they proper go all in on it. You know, everything. There's not a detail missed. It really does deserve some admiration, quite honestly, with the fucking detail that they go into and just how they sort of pull it off. And they pull it off brilliantly. I mean, it's not... You could say it's rip-off entirely, which it sort of is, but it's more... It's done in such a delicate and way of homage as such that it absolutely demands respect. And this is I've liked all of them that I've heard, but they're weirdly, like I say, because I've got all the Death Pack catalogues. Like, if I want death, I'll listen to them. This is the first one that kind of broke them all down, and I've listened to a lot and really liked it. So, yeah, what number are we on? That my number 15, Silent Echoes by GODTHRYMM. Really liked that. My number 14. And slightly lower down, when this came out, I was sort of all about it for a week or two, and slightly lower down in it's just dropped, as the year's gone on, it's dropped down my rankings. Anyway, and again, I don't have a physical of this. I've got a physical of quite a number of theirs, but image inserted, my number 14, Conan with Violence Dimension. This is a great Conan album. And again, Conan aren't about kind of reinventing themselves on albums and stuff. They very much have a kind of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it ethic to a Conan album, a mile off. It sounds like Conan, you know, with John fucking shrieking away there on the vocals and the bludgeoningly fucking heavy riffage that comes with it. And this is no disappointment either. This is more of that just fucking straight up bludgeon that Conan is synonymous with. It's not lasted for me though quite as well as the last album. What was it called? Evidence of Immortality, I want to say, the last album. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That album I loved, and that is still my favourite Conan album, to be honest with you. It's absolute class from start to finish. Whereas this one's not quite as good, and I just don't think it had the hooks. The songs were better on Evidence than they are on this one, and there's some absolute fucking gems on it, but it didn't quite grab me as much as the last album, and that shouldn't be how I rank an album of the year. You don't sort of like go off of their back catalogue and so on. But yeah, I was not disappointed. That's the wrong word, because it's my number 14. It's a fucking cracking record. I loved it, but yeah, it didn't. I've just listened to it a bit less. It was quite immediate with me, and I've not gone back to it massively since. So, but my number 14, Conan with another cracking effort. My number 13. And a physical. And again, this was slightly high. This came out really fucking early in the year. I mean, in fact, I want to say like the second week of the year. It was early January anyway that this came out. And it is, of course, UK black metal stalwarts and fucking titans, Abduction with Existentialismus. Wait. Existentialismus. Anyway, I'll stop trying to say it. This album is fucking brilliant. Again, I think I just marginally preferred their last album, Black Blood, that was fucking cracking from start to finish. But this is by no means a weak effort either. Whilst I've got some physical, let's show it off. This was the kind of bizarre, is it slightly transparent aqua, or whatever you want to call it. It'll probably tell me on the front somewhere. Let's have a look. But yeah, it's a class record. No, it just says coloured vinyl. Black esoteric propaganda. Nicely described there. But yeah, this is another cracking record. They're kind of unique in a sense. Abduction. I mean, it's sort of straight up black metal, and it's got all those black metal sensibilities that modern black metal sensibilities that we all know and love. But there's something unique about them, a little different. They like the kind of approach that the main man, the vocalist behind them all, the approach that he goes for with it. But a class band around him. Some songs to name a few. A Legacy of Souls that opens the album's a fucking monstrous track. Truth is as sharp a sword as vengeance. That's another fucking monster. My favourite track on here, though, is the closing track, Vomiting at Baalbek, which is a fucking ripper of a tune. But number 13, did I say? Yes, my number 13, Abduction with Existentialismus. Another cracker, and I'll be keeping a close eye on that band from this point onwards, because I've liked everything that they've done so far. And that's another worthy entry, and a worthy entry for my albums of 2025 at number 13. At number 12, don't have a physical image inserted. It is a few from Drudka that I mentioned earlier with their Hate Forest, with their latest album, Against All Odds. If you know Hate Forest, you know what you're getting in for when you put a Hate Forest record on. It's brutally fucking heavy black metal, basically. They don't have that shriek, much like Drudka, they don't have that shrieky vocal approach. It's more kind of death metal vibe, certainly more with Hate Forest. I'd say it's more that straight up death metal vocal. It's guttural is what I'm doing a fucking roundabout description of. And it's fantastic, it really is. And this is more of the same. I think because I'm not going to go into that whole fucking, are they sketchy, are they not? I think there are elements of sketch. You fucking sit on whatever side of the fence of it you want to. Anyway, because of the mildly sketchy nature to Hate Forest, look it up. I'm not going to go into it now. Because I've not got a physical, it's quite difficult to get hold of. I've had to find a stream from somewhere, should we say, or find a download, I should say, from somewhere to get it, because it's not on your fucking streaming platforms. Freudian slip there. It's difficult to get hold of Hate Forest stuff. I will pick up a physical of this at some point though, because it's fucking. Their last album was called Innermost, I want to say, a couple of years ago. I fucking loved that, and it still gets plenty of rotations from me. Now it's a cracking album, and this feels like it'll be getting as many rotations as well. It's another fucking continuation of what Hate Forest do really well, which is really heavy, really fucking angry black metal, and it's class. And my number 12, Hate Forest with Against All Odds. Getting to the top 10 nearly. My number 11, and another discovery, Image Inserted, from the Two Promoters One podcast. Zatakrev, am I saying that correctly? Zatakrev, and the album is Bring Mirrors to the Surface. It was I think it was James that recommended this, so it seems like it would be a Gavin band. Those are the two on the podcast, by the way, but I think it was James Scarlett that recommended this. Anyway, whomever it was, I thought, right, I'm going to check this out, and I was not disappointed. The notes I have made, it's sort of post-metal, really brooding post-metal. There's a sludgy nature to it as well. I got distinct Neurosis vibes, and that it's pure coincidence that I'm wearing the t-shirt, I've just realised. But I got distinct Neurosis vibes in places from this, and I am all about Neurosis. I'm a fucking massive fan of them. And that, as soon as that little Neurosis-y moments kicked out, I dived into this album, and it's fucking class, it really is. I will try and get a physical of this at some point. But yeah, Zatakrev, I don't know where they're from. They sound foreign, though, with a name like that. But let's not get bogged down in the details. But absolute fucking class. I was really, really impressed with it. So thanks for the recommendation, James and Gavin. Not that either of you are watching this fucking nonsense. But yeah, an absolute class record, and very, very nearly made my top 10, but not quite. Into the top 10, and yes, some of my top 10 I still don't have physical for. And the number 10 is, and I entirely miss it. I'm surprised that I don't have a physical yet. I will remedy that at some point. But my number 10 is Image Inserted, Bellwitch and Aerial Ruin with Stygian Bow 2 DOS. Any of you that know Bellwitch, if you don't know about them, then if you like your doom insanely maudlingly slow and depressing, and songs that go on for 20 odd minutes plus, then look no further. That's what Bellwitch give you in fucking spades. Their classic Mirror Reaper is it's a classic, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Bellwitch. This Bellwitch and Aerial Ruin stuff, it's the Aerial Ruin. I almost get a kind of like a country vibe to it, slightly a folky. It's like a folky country vibe, anyway. If you can imagine that at the slowest speeds imaginable. And yeah, it's very much like a Bellwitch record, but just with like slight variations on that theme. And this is another cracker. Again, I'm not quite sure why I don't have the physical as yet, but I love what they do. It's not for everyone though. You really need to put some time aside and be in quite the mental state to deal with something quite as depressing and maudling as Bellwitch is. But this is, if you're into that fucking thing, then this is another cracker. Well done, chaps. And my number 10 for 2025. My number 9, and I have some physical. I nearly bought the vinyl, and I don't know why I didn't, because it really wasn't that much more than the expensive, more expensive than the CD, is what I'm butchering, trying to get out. But I went for CD, and I think I might have been at a point where I probably needed to sell some records, which I'm in the process of. So I went for CD. Anyway, here's me trying to save time, and I'm waffling on about my reasoning for which physical format I bought. Shut up, Kris. Okay, my number 9. Quofen. Now, I know that's not the pronunciation. I believe it's pronounced Coven, but it's spelled Cwfen. The album is Sorrows. Yeah, this is another band. I'm going to see these at Wharf Chambers in Leeds in January, and I'm very, very excited about that. Coven, if you don't know about these, they're a kind of post-metal-y, doomy, sludgy, shoegazy almost in places. Female-fronted Scottish band from Glasgow, I want to say, but I could be entirely wrong. I knew nothing about this band right up until we went and recorded the CROWSBLOOD album that will be out early next year, but there'll be another video on that at some point. But yeah, please do get excited for that. But while we were recording the CROWSBLOOD album up at Deep Storm Studios in Lanarkshire, South Lanarkshire, up in Scotland, and our admirable host and the sound engineer, the man behind Deep Storm Productions, Kev Hare, shout out Kev, top man, and an absolute fucking host of the highest caliber. He's a fucking saint, is Kev. Well, he produced this as well, and he gave me a sneak peek of it because it wasn't out at the time. He gave me a sneak peek of it because he thought I might like it. And Kev, you were not fucking wrong. I absolutely loved it, and I still love it. It's fucking fantastic. I'm really excited about seeing him live in Leeds in January as well. They're doing really, really well. This album's taken off. They're doing some dates for Paradise Lost soon. Honestly, they fucking deserve it. They deserve how it's taken off. You've got some instrumental kind of segue pieces, fragment 1, 2, and 3 that tie all the album together. Straight into track Bodies. I think that might still be my favourite track on the album. It's fucking class. You get those really ethereal, moody, deep and powerful, clean vocals from... I don't know what she's called. I should probably find out her name, but it's she's the singer. A really deep, powerful voice, and yeah, it's got all those kind of shoegazy and doomy and post-metal-y vibes, but she's got a hell of a fucking scream on her as well, and that rears its head on occasions as well. Track 2, Wolfsbane's another fucking gem. There's Relics that I really liked. That's definitely got more of the shoegazy vibe, and it's sort of stripped back. And there was almost an element of the way that the guitar comes in on Relics that reminded me of fucking Whitesnake, almost. That you'd have to listen to it to think, what on earth are you talking about, Kris? But it had elements of that kind of, almost a ballady vibe from the kind of soft rock bands of the 80s. It's got that vibe to it, but in a really melancholic and eerie way. Honestly, it's fucking class. It's my number 9. I feel like the way that I'm bleating on about it, though, it should be higher than 9. You'll see shortly why it's not higher than 9. But an absolute worthy entry to my top 10. Coven, Sorrows. If you don't know about this, fucking check it out. It's magnificent. Yeah, so my number 9 for 2025. My number 8, Image Inserted, because I don't have the physical. There's no vinyl out of it yet, I don't think. I think there's a CD, but I'm going to wait for vinyl if that ever rears its head. Image Inserted, the new Lamp of Murmur. And it's called, don't tell me, The Dreaming Prince of Ecstasy. Sorry, this is why I need me respectables. The Dreaming Prince of Ecstasy, unless I've written that wrong, of course. My note is, wow, which is not overly descriptive. And like I say, I've only got the MP3 of it at the moment, so I'm not really au fait with song titles and that kind of stuff. I really enjoyed the last Lamp of Murmur that come out, was it 2-3 years ago now, or whatever it was. They've had quite the kind of career arc of, career arc's probably the wrong way, because they're still very much sort of the wrong description. Sonic arc as such, like there's lots of differences, kind of straight up raw black metal in places. I'd say this is right in the pocket of atmospheric black metal, and it's magnificent. It really, really is. This is an absolute cracker of a record. And I won't, because we're nearly at half an hour already, I won't go into too much detail because I've not got anything to show you. But yeah, I was really taken aback with it. Like I said, I expected that I'd like it, but I personally, this might be their best stuff they've done so far. That might be sacrilege to some of you fucking gatekeepers out there, but fuck you, I don't care. I really, really enjoyed it. Cracking. Lamp of Murmur. I won't try and say the Dreaming Prince of Ecstasy. That's my number 8 for 2025. My number 7, and the last album that I don't have any physical of, and it's the new, I saw these lot of Damnation this year, and they were fucking class. Slightly ropey sound, but they were class all the same. Denmark's finest black metal export, Afski. And the album is, now let me get the pronunciation right, it's called Failescape. Failescape, I think is, or Failescabe, however you fucking pronounce it. absolutely cracking, dripping in atmosphere, really fucking heavy. His scream, honestly, that scream, like, you think it's good on the fucking record. You want to see Afsky live, that scream live, fuck me, proper body piercing, gut wrenching. They're incredible live, and they're incredible on record. Off the Droma Megdod is still my favourite album of theirs. It's an absolute fucking masterpiece. But really, I like everything of theirs. There's no fucking filler in Afsky's back catalogue, and this is another fucking ripper. There's slightly folky elements again on it, I would say. But there's some really blisteringly heavy. There's some, I'd go so far as to say, almost hardcore punk moments just creeping in places. Anyway, I fucking loved it. It's a worthy number 7, Afsky, with Felix Gabe, whatever. My number 6, my dear, dear friends, and I'm not just putting it this high because they're good friends. This is a sensational record. The band is Opia. The album is I Welcome Thee, Eternal Sleep. Let's just get this out there. This band are all absolute fucking heroes and saints to a man and a lady. They are an absolute fucking class act, all of them, and I am absolutely fucking honoured to call them all friends. Proper friends. The fucking ace. They were magnificent to tour with. Anyway, enough gushing praise on their attributes as people. Let's praise them for their attributes as top rockers. And honestly, this is the second best Doom album of the fucking year, is this. Here is the look at that beautiful clear vinyl. Absolutely magnificent. Out on Hammerheart Records. I think there is still some of the vinyl left. There won't be a lot. So if you want the vinyl, get acting on it. This is doom metal, classic British doom metal, female fronted. Teresa on vocals has a stunning, atmospheric, ethereal voice that all the cleans are just magnificent. She can shriek like the best of them as well, though. A proper black metal scream that she's got on her too. And it so enhances this. The guitar attack of Phoenix and Dan is just magnificent. Proper, blisteringly heavy. It's all killer, no filler. On Death's Door, class. The Fade, absolutely fantastic. The Eye on Death's Door Part 2, Days Gone By, Man Proposes, God Disposes. I could basically name all of the tracks on this album. It's fucking class. It really, really is. Why is it at number 6, Kris? I hear you ask. I don't know, because it got increasingly difficult. This top 6 are all pretty fucking close. But this is, you will see, another doom metal album. Just picked this for my favourite doom metal album of the year, but only just. Absolute class. I Welcome Thee, Eternal Sleep by Opia. If you don't know about it, go and check it. If you like doom metal with dripping in atmosphere, fucking buy that this instant. Okay, number 5, top 5. And it's the new Bloodhouse Nord. Ethereal something or others. Ethereal Horizons. This is a monstrously puffy gatefold. There's almost... Not quite sure if it warrants that, but, I mean, it's a gorgeous... gorgeous vinyl. That's the C side. As you can see on side D. It's got a picture of the album cover as such. I love Bloodhouse Nord. I love the Disharmonian albums. Their last album, Disharmonian Nahab, made it into my top 10 for, was it 2024 or 2023? That might have even only been last year. Anyway, whatever it was, I think this is a better record. I do. And I'll tell you for why. It's not quite as uneasy a listen as the others. And I do like the uneasy, weird, nightmare fucking fuel of... Bloodhouse Nord's Disharmonium sort of series of albums. But this is pure. It's not. Me and Lee, shout out again, Lee. We were discussing this band, and it's not. They're not riff heavy. It's not memorable for riffs. It's memorable for the atmosphere of it. And you've got to kind of go all in. I feel like this is an album that you can't really dip in and out of tracks. You need the full fucking experience in one go. Shadows Breathe First is an absolutely exceptional opener. Seclusion, really uneasy, atmospheric piece. Into the Ordeal, my favourite track, what closes side B. The Fall Opens the Sky. I mean, I could go on, but it is a fucking masterful, masterful record. And my number 5, Bloodhouse Nord with Ethereal Horizons. My number 4, and my top 4 were really almost impossible to separate. I will upset some of you, though, I imagine, with where I've gone with this. But my number 4 is this. It is the latest Paradise Lost Ascension. Oh, that's me. Gig launch ticket. The album launch gig, sorry. From the Broodnal in Leeds. A cracking night was that. Yeah, Ascension, Paradise Lost. Wow. I mean, wow. Personally, this might sound like hyperbole, but this is Paradise Lost's best record, comfortably, since Icon for me, personally. You all know that I'm not an enormous fan of Draconian Times. I just can't love it. I've tried. I really have. And I just can't get into it, sadly. There's some good tracks on it, don't get me wrong, but no, it's not an album that I got. If I'm going to put PL on, Draconian Times is one of the last records that I would reach for. This will be one of the first that I would reach for, though. This is an absolute monster of a record. It really... And it's hard to say that I was surprised by how good it is, because it's Paradise Lost. I mean, Greg McIntosh is my guitar hero. I basically am the guitarist that I am entirely because I desperately wanted to be Greg. I've modelled my entire everything guitar-wise on Greg McIntosh. So he is a big deal for me, even though there is a vast swathe of Paradise Lost albums that I can't really get into and identify with. This is a masterclass, though. I mean, straight from the opening, Serpent on the Cross is just breathtaking. And they've got that eerie, angry, heavy doom back. And I'm all about that. I think it's fucking masterful. Tyrant Serenade's another one. Salvation. Is that a Christmas number? Is it a Christmas track? I mean, the video for it certainly gives that vibe, but absolutely love it. Silence Like the Grave, another classic. My favourite, I think, on the record is Lay a Wreath Upon the World. That is absolutely fantastic. And that female vocal run in the choruses that works along with Nick's vocals is just hair on the back of the neck. Lovely. Yeah. Savage Days is another fucking cracker. Honestly, it's magnificent. The CD and the MP3's got a few more tracks on it as well that don't make it to the vinyl. But this is absolute class and a worthy number 4. I feel like it should be higher, but it's not. And I'll show you why. Most of you are not going to like my number 3, but I don't fucking care. This could have been number 1. I like it that much. My number 3 is Deftones with Private Music. I like the Deftones. I know a lot of you don't like the Deftones, and I don't fucking care whether you do or whether you don't. I don't care for your reasoning about whether you do or whether you don't. I don't care whether you think that Chino has a whiny fucking voice. I don't care if you think that they're new metal. I disagree with all of the above because I think they're fucking magnificent. And this is a class return to form from the lads. Where do I begin? I absolutely love this record. Ohms, the previous album, was disappointing to say the least. The one that preceded that, Gore, really polarised opinions, but I enjoyed it. But this is fucking class. The opener, My Mind is a Mountain, is amazing. Locked Club is great. Ecdysis, I think is how it's pronounced. Classic. Infinite Source. Wow. Souvenir, best track on the record. Amazing. I Think About You All the Time. Milk of the Madonna. It's just brilliant. It is. If you like anything that the Deftones do, then you will love this record. It's as simple as that. If you don't like anything that the Deftones do, I hardly imagine that this is going to fucking change your opinion on that anytime soon. I don't understand what people don't like about this band. They tick everything for me. It's heavy. The riffs are catchy. There's hooks to it. I love what Chino does vocally. I love it. I do. And I don't understand why nobody does it. Yeah, but it's probably that because I like shoegaze type stuff. I love a bit of My Bloody Valentine and so on. And I think he really captures that. It's like My Bloody Valentine meets sort of Depeche Mode and that era stuff with bludgeoningly heavy guitars going on behind it. It's fucking class anyway, and a worthy number 3. Deftones, Private Music. My number 2, and one that a lot of you probably won't recognise, some of you will. I'm not going to talk too much about it. It is this. It is Ad Hominem with Totalitarian Black Metal. This will polarise opinions, and I suppose if we're going to talk about sketchiness and blah blah and all that, Ad Hominem are well on the sketch radar. There's the fancy red vinyl press of it that I got off Osmos Records. Is it Osmos? Osmos Productions, yeah, Osmos Records. This album is absolutely fucking stunning. Absolutely stunning. Was recommended to me by a good friend. Shout out, good friend. Bumped into you in Damnation. Class. This album is absolutely fucking terrific. I won't rattle off the song titles because, like I say, they're well on the sketchy radar. I just think it's absolute fucking class. I'm not going to start getting into the fucking are they sketchy, are they not argument. They probably are in some people's eyes. They're probably absolutely fucking abhorrent in some people's eyes. It's a one-man French. I'm sure he's French. I think they're Italian based though now or something. But Ad Hominem, this is monstrous. Brutally fucking heavy. Snort the Ashes of God, the opening track. I'm not going to name all of them as I've just said, but Snort the Ashes of God is an absolute fucking ripper of it. It's sort of intro piece almost that goes straight into Gas Mask Devastation. The title track, Totalitarian Black Metal, is a fucking monster. The track after that is very good as well. Blackstone Circle Pit, track 8 is very good, and track 9 is a fucking monster. A really just like building, shrieking, fucking absolute brutal black metal attack. If you like brutally heavy black metal, you should know about this record already. It is absolutely fucking monstrous and could very easily have been my number 1. I think that's my most listened to album of the year. I can't stop listening to it. It's fucking breathtaking. Ad Hominem with Totalitarian Black Metal. My number 1. And this is proof that you can walk on all sides of various political landscapes and spectrums. My number 1 is this. Deaf Heaven's latest, Lonely People with Power. This is an absolute beast of a record, an absolute beast of a record. I love Deaf Heaven. I know that some of the, this is the kind of weird cyan, splatter, clear, fucking, they'll probably tell me what it is. Daydream coloured. It's the colour of a daydream. It's the limited daydream coloured vinyl press. Anyway, I love Deaf Heaven. This is exceptional. I've forgotten most of the song titles. Here we go. I was going to say it, and there's nothing fucking that tells me anything anywhere on the artwork. Doberman, what a tune. Magnolia, what a tune. The Garden Route, another nice one. Heathen is a fucking gem. Amethyst is really good. Winona, save me just rattling off all the title tracks. This is Deaf Heaven back to their kind of brutally riff crazy black metal best. There's so much more black metal on this. Their previous album, Infinite Granite, I loved. A lot of people didn't though, and I think it was because they moved a little too far away from their signature sound. There was virtually no black metal elements at all on Infinite Granite. I still think it's an absolutely cracking album. This is a kind of return to all those amazing, I can't get it back in sleeve, all those amazing sort of black metal riffage and shrieks that they're kind of notorious for, but there is still some of that shoegazy indie vibe creeping in places that I loved Infinite Granite for. And I think this is their masterpiece. I think this is their best album to date, Deaf Heaven, and a worthy number 1 for 2025. Right, enough, still 45 minutes, and I tried to rein this in. Thanks for being patient and waiting for videos to come from me. I know that they are very few and far between these days, and it's just I just don't have time to get around and do them ultimately. But Maybe my New Year's resolution will be to produce more. Don't hold your breath, though, is all I'm saying. But, you know, when I do, there'll be maximum quality, which you all know and love, right, from my varied output. Yeah, I enjoyed putting that compilation together of my albums of 2025. There'll be another video, hopefully, before the end of the year, which will be my 2025 in reflection video, which will be sort of mainly band updated related kind of fare, which I'm sure most of you couldn't care less about, but I'm going to tell you about it anyway. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. We're still not quite at 300 yet, so let's make 300 subscriptions happen. And until that point, have a very, very Merry Christmas. And if I don't see you before, I'll see you in New Year. Don't get up to anything that I wouldn't do. Toodle pip.